covered this a little bit ago, like maybe a couple of days ago, and I want to say that I did not necessarily anticipate this being like a culture war thing, but, you know, Republicans have power again, so anything is possible. Gas stoves. Joe Biden has weighed in on gas stoves on the side of Republicans, which is fascinating, of course, because Joe Biden is garbage. But let's check out this NBC News video here that says what the White House official response is on the proposed gas stove ban. Let's check it out.
Gas stoves is sparking a political battle in Washington.
The president does not support banning gas stoves.
On Monday, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission Chair Richard Trumka Jr. saying to Bloomberg, quote, products that can't be made safe can be banned when asked about gas stove safety. The statement sparked swift backlash from Republicans, tweeting, get your hands off our gas stoves. Democrats are coming for your kitchen appliances. What? And calling the suggestion a weaponization of the federal bureaucracy. The commission since clarifying, tweeting, CPSC isn't coming for anyone's gas stoves. Regulations apply to new products. The commission declined.
So, everybody, why is it that Republicans are just dead set on killing children? I mean, this is the so-called pro-life party. They were able to trace like almost a third of asthmatic children, right, to things like gas stoves. Now, a lot of children also are asthmatic because their parents are smokers and so forth. But, like, the idea that Republicans, like, they think that this, like, the big government's gonna barge into their house and steal their gas stove. Like, did anyone ever consider that to be remotely possible? And, of course, Joe Biden is weighing in on this on the side of Republicans. Because Joe Biden is a fucking useless piece of shit. Now, once again, whatever your fucking opinion is on gas stoves, whatever. I don't give a shit if you want to pretend like you're smart, but you're not. Right? Biden could have just ignored this. Biden could have just said, who fucking cares, whatever. No comment. Instead, he weighs in on the side of Republicans. You know who's got a vested interest in keeping gasoline-powered stoves in households in America? Carbon monoxide detector industry. You know, you can buy a carbon monoxide detector, and it detects carbon monoxide so that, you know, if you're about to die because your body doesn't know what it is or whatever. So if you're about to die from being poisoned, the detector will tell you, right? They got a vested interest in keeping gas stoves going on. I want to see where their money is going. But anyway, all jokes aside, let's continue watching this clip because, again, Republicans freaked the fuck out over this shit.
Our request for interview saying they don't want to, quote, amplify this story that is a non-story.
Gas stoves are used by about 38% of Americans, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. Are gas stoves safe?
You know, and that's a question we don't really have a solid answer for. And what they're recommending is for...
Well, first of all, Dr. John Torres. Now, once again, the way these media companies work is they'll basically just find anyone to come on their show to say whatever they want. The science is already in. Gas stoves cause directly, not correlate, causal link to asthma and other health problems. Asthma and other health problems. Right? And that's not even accounting for if a gas stove malfunctions. Right? What if a gas stove malfunctions? Right? Well, then you got carbon monoxide leakage. Whoa! No good. Right? So gas stoves working as intended cause health issues, but also, again, gas stoves can malfunction. It's just unsafe. It's unsafe. I don't know what to tell you. Now, you can say, politically speaking, it might be difficult to upgrade the infrastructure for 38% of American households, right? You know, that's a conversation. But the idea, like, that a doctor is going to be throwing muddy water on whether or not it's safe or not, like, let's be honest, bullshit.
Further studies to find out.
A recent study by the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health
So once again, they basically just cut his answer off. Like, he was like, I don't know, maybe we got to look more into it. And then it got
studies to find out.
A recent study by the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health finding 12.7% of current childhood asthma in the U.S. may be linked to gas stove use. 9 states and
All right, so the number is 12.7%.
Washington, D.C., plus 94 local governments currently have policies that move away from fossil fuels and toward all-electric power in buildings, according to environmental protection nonprofit RMI. The American Gas Association releasing a statement saying concerns over natural gas safety are baseless and misguided.
What do you recommend to individuals like myself who have a gas stove?
Well, first and foremost, don't be afraid of your gas stove if it's working properly. Make sure your vent hood is working and is venting properly outside of the kitchen. Now, number 2, if you're cooking, and you can, especially in the summertime, open up some windows to get some ventilation.
The commission.
So that's actually really good advice. When I covered this earlier this week, that's what I said. If you have a gas-powered stove, open the windows, turn the fan on. Think about it, okay? You know, you ever see like those like restaurants where they got the gas like flame stove or whatever, you know, and then they cook and then, you know, you see the fire like go onto the side of the pan and everything, right? Okay, the fire's going onto the side of the pan. It looks cool. Whoa, look, it's super cool. But you know what what's happening there? Is it's just leaking poison in the environment and it's not even really heating the pan. When you use a gas stove, there is so much wasted heat that's not even going to heating the pan, that's just going into the atmosphere, right? Not to mention the fact that if a gas stove malfunctions, you're shit out of fucking luck. You might die in your sleep, right? So once again, the science is in on gas stoves. They're shitty, right? They're garbage when it comes to health. Now again, if we want to replace all gas stoves with modern induction electricity, I'm in. But that's a little expensive. The U.S. government wouldn't do anything like that. All they would do is regulate gas stoves out of existence. Maybe they'll toss a couple people a tax credit or two. But really, again, the government doesn't care about whether or not you're safe. The government doesn't care about whether or not you're giving a disease to your child. The government doesn't want to even educate you on how to use a gas stove, right? When's the last time you've seen a government warning on a gas stove? Please open the window before use. You don't see that. Yet, I try to buy a pack of cigarettes and they're warning me out the wham, right? I don't smoke, actually. But anyway, my point is I try to buy a bottle of vodka and the Surgeon General's yelling down my throat. Why don't you see that shit on gas stoves? Because they don't fucking care. They don't care.
On Tuesday, adding that any action to regulate appliances would be a, quote, lengthy process, meaning for now, regulation of gas stoves remains on the back burner.
Oh, the back burner. Oh, the back burner. But anyway, so the White House essentially said, nah, we're on the side of Republicans on this one. So just wanted to say, now again, I don't care what Joe Biden's personal opinion is. I don't give a shit. But the fact that he's going to weigh in at all, he should have just said no comment. The White House should have just said, I don't know why Republicans are focused on this, no comment, right? But instead, they're making matters worse, muddying the waters, and siding with Republicans for no reason. There's no reason that they're siding with Republicans. Republicans are wrong. Republicans lied about what this report said. Republicans said they're going to try to steal your gas. What? They're lying about it, and Joe Biden's basically like, fuck it, I'm on their team. Again, worse than useless. Joe Biden, under this Republican-led House of Representatives, is going to be a useless pile of shit, lame duck cocksucker, man. And again, just get ready, because he's going to be siding with Republicans a lot. I can guarantee it. But anyway, once again, to debate the science on gas stoves, you have to be a moron. Now, again, if you want to cook with a gas stove or whatever, you understand the risk, you take proper risk management mitigation, I have no problem with that. I don't think anyone has a problem with that. But the main thing we need to do is educate, and that's not what Republicans do. Like, imagine if Republicans were like, oh, they're trying to steal our gas stoves. You know, Here, everyone, here's some mandatory information that you can have, you know, that helps you out when it comes to managing your safety with the gas stoves so that the government doesn't want to take them. You know, the government doesn't trust you to properly take care of yourself when you're using a gas stove, so here's a point-by-point guide on how to use a gas stove. Republicans aren't doing that. They're just crying and whining. They're gonna take my goddamn gas! They're gonna take my gas! Stupid motherfuckers, man. Stupid motherfuckers.